Hi guys, I'm Maria.
And I'm Dennis.
And we've been traveling all across Europe in our self-converted Sprinter van since August.
We are actually German, but 2 weeks ago we've uploaded a van conversion time-lapse of this van. And this video got an incredible amount of views. That's why we've decided to make our first English video today.
So don't judge us if our English is not perfect, but we are really trying and we hope you can understand everything.
First of all, thank you all so much for all the views and all the kind comments under our van conversion time-lapse. We really appreciate that. And if you want to stay tuned on this channel, don't forget to subscribe, and you can also like this video. If some of you are subscribing to our channel, we will make English videos in the future as well. So if you want that, just subscribe.
So currently we're not living in our van because it got a little too cold for us because we don't have heating in our van. So that's why we've rented an apartment for a few months till the end of March, and then we're gonna continue to travel. So that's why most of our storage units are empty right now, but we've put in some basic decoration so that you can see what it looks like normally in here. Okay, but now we'll show you the van. Let's go! So this is our kitchen. We have two kitchen elements. So in this one we have our fridge, some storage units, and our two gas stoves, which are hidden under this slide-out countertop. So this gas stove is permanently installed, and in here we have our second gas stove, which you can put just on this countertop, or you can just put it outside if you want to cook outside. And we're very glad that we've made the decision to hide our gas stoves because they're so dirty. So we are glad that we can just hide them under this countertop. Okay, then down below we have some storage. Oh. And then below that we have our fridge, which you can just pull out like that and open. So up here we have some more storage. We've just put these two baskets on the wall, and we usually just put some onions or garlic or whatever in it. But that's it for this side, so let's move on to the other side. So here we just have some more countertop space to work with, and that's our sink. And we've put this black water tap on it, which I really love because it's just a little prettier than the usual ugly camping water taps. Then up here we have this little LED light, which you can just activate by touch, which is pretty cool. And here we have some spices for cooking, which you can just take out like this. And here just some more spices and soap for dishwashing. Then up here we have some more storage, in which we usually store our foods and sweets and whatever. And up here we have a full storage unit just for oats, because Dennis is really addicted to oats. He sometimes eats oats twice a day or 3 times a day, so yeah. Then up here we have these 3 little glass containers in which we store oats again. And yeah, just some rice and noodles. Our fruits we usually store in this little bag, and our bananas are usually here. We always leave them here when we drive, and they never fall down. So yeah, I don't know, but we just let them. We can just leave them here on the countertop, which is pretty. We can just leave them here on the countertop, which is pretty practical. Yeah, so let's move on with the rest of the kitchen. Then here we store our cutlery and some more spices. And down below we have just some more storage for food. And here at the bottom we have our camping toilet, which you can just slide out like that and have a. Then below the sink we have one more storage unit for food, and then our water system, which you can see here. So that's our freshwater tank, which is 30 liters, and our greywater tank, which is also 30 liters. But for freshwater, we have some more 20-liter tanks, free, which we stored under the bed. Then lastly, up here we have my closet. So all my clothing is usually up here, and yeah, it's usually pretty full, but yeah, it fits in here, it's okay. And then stuff is usually in the back in the shelf next to our bed.
Was machen die für ein Trommelkonzert da draußen, Alter? Welcome to the bedroom/living room. I will show you our table that we can pull up and down just in a second. But before we do that, let's talk about the light in here. We have 6 LED spots in the ceiling, and we have the switches here to turn them on and off. It's getting dark. And also we do have this kitchen LED light that you've already seen. And this light up here, this is also an LED. And we have a remote control for this one. So we can choose which color we want to have just by clicking on the remote control, which is pretty cool. Most of the time we just use this orange because the other colors are pretty aggressive. Like this one, for example. And then we have these light chains. I don't know if you say light chain, but this one and also this one up here. These are powered by batteries, so not by our battery that we have in here, but by usual normal small batteries. Yeah, these light chains create a really beautiful atmosphere. Beautiful atmosphere. And we like the atmosphere a lot that these lights create. That's why we've decided to put a lot of these lights in here. Oh, das ist doch kacke. Ich rede wie eine scheiß Kartoffel. Yeah, and these light chains create a really beautiful atmosphere in here. That's why we decided to put these additional in here, even though the lighting would actually be already enough. And now you see it's already dark outside. That's why we only have this light here right now. But at daytime we do also have this window up here that we've also installed. You can just open it like this, and then you can open it in all directions. But even if it's closed, but even if it's closed, but even if it's closed, it's pretty bright in here by daytime. Also, we try to keep the whole van completely Also, we try to keep the whole interior as bright as possible because the space is so small. That's why we've used a lot of white. But at first it was too clean because we had no decoration in here. That's why now we have, for example, this world map and these plants and the Polaroid camera right here and a few Polaroid pictures. And I think it's working pretty good. But yeah, as I said, at first it was too clean. It looked like in a hospital, but now it feels like a little home. I don't want to go too deep into details when it comes to electricity, but I want to give you some information. So we have a solar panel on the roof. This is a 150 watt solar panel. Then we have our charging controller inside this storage unit. You can't see it right now, but it's here. And from this we have a lot of cables going into a fuse box. And from the fuse box the cables go to our lights and our cooling box and so on. Also we do have two 12-volt power outlets in this storage unit down here. And there we have also USB ports, so we can charge our camera, our smartphones. And yeah, that's pretty nice. So this storage unit is basically just for our electric stuff because yeah, we have the power outlets in there. Okay, now as I have already opened these doors, we will first talk about this shelf and then we will come back to the table and to our bed. So in this shelf we have 3 doors. So here we have a first little compartment, and here we have, as I already mentioned, the electric and one more. In this compartment I usually put all my t-shirts, and in here we have 2 more storage compartments. There I do usually have my jeans and my shorts and my underwear. So actually the whole shelf is pretty much my closet. But now I will finally show you our table, because we had the problem that I'm too tall, so we couldn't install our bed crosswise in this direction, but had to do it in this direction. So we thought, okay, how can we have a table in here with seating options? And we decided, okay, we have to do a table that we can pull up. So now I'm sitting here on the bed, which is a 1.40 m x 2 m bed. So it's actually pretty big for the fact that it's a camping car. But our mattress is separated in 2 parts. So I can take the front mattress and put it on the other one. Yeah, let me show you that. Okay, so here we have the table and these are our chairs. And now I have these two screws and I will pull the table up and then I will put these screws in and the table will stand on the first one and the second one is to fix the direction of the table, but I will show you. So now the table is standing on the first screw, but it can still be turned. And if you want to work on a notebook or something, it's annoying that the table is always turning. That's why we have the second screw. I can put this one in a second hole. And now the table is fixed. Okay, more or less fixed. It's okay. That like this, it's okay, and you can work. And yeah. Okay, now in our chairs, where I'm sitting on right now, we do also have storage compartments. I will put down the table and then I can show you this. So we have these storage compartments on both sides. I will just open it up like this. Inside we have things that we don't use that often, like for example sleeping bags, our shower. Okay, we don't use that often, but that's actually true sometimes. But if you are interested in this topic, we can make a video about how we shower, because as you have seen now, we don't have an inbuilt shower. So we have a few options of how we can shower, and if you're interested, we can make a video about that as well. You can just write it down below in the comments if you want to. These storage compartments are actually pretty huge, so we don't even use them completely. And also we do have another very big storage compartment, which is under this part of the bed. So we can't show it to you right now because we can only access it from behind if we open the doors. But we have two very big storage compartments down there. The one is completely for our two electric scooters, because for short distances we use electric scooters. If we want to visit a city, for example, we're just driving around with our electric scooters. And the other big storage compartment is for things that we actually almost never really use. Okay, also our was war das? Okay, also our water tanks. Maria has already mentioned before, we have 3 20-liter water tanks additionally to our 30-liter water tank. And a part of that we have one big box down here with a lot of stuff that we actually don't even use. And yeah, that's it. The end.
Alright guys, that's it for this video. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
Thumbs up, subs.
Please subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
Also, if you want to see more English videos from us, I hate the fucking TH. Also, if you want to see more English videos. Also, if you want to see more English videos from us, comment down below in what you're interested and then we can do this. So maybe see you in the next one. Bye!
Bye!